friends. Hey, wedding planners. If you've ever wondered exactly what a wedding coordinator does, that is what we're talking about today. So you're in the right place. I'm breaking down 10 key roles of a wedding coordinator. Whether you're just starting your business or you're looking to refine your process, this is for you. Let's dive in. Your first big role is creating a detailed wedding timeline. This ensures that vendors and the couple, their wedding party, everybody knows when and where they need to be at any given moment. A really great timeline obviously prevents stress and keeps everything running really smoothly. Creating that wedding timeline is really where you're going to spend a lot of your time, and it's going to be more or less your Bible for the day. I always keep my timeline in a binder. It's shared usually 2 weeks in advance before the wedding day with the venue and all of the vendors. I know some planners like to have a very custom timeline just specifically for the parents or the wedding party, but the wedding timeline is definitely one of the most important jobs of a wedding coordinator. You'll also be the go-to between vendors. So making sure everyone's aligned on setup, timing, logistics, you're confirming their arrival times, you're communicating any last minute changes, and sometimes you're troubleshooting issues as they come up. I like to say that we put out a lot of fires and the couples will never know about them because that's how good we are at our job. Being that point of contact on the wedding day for all vendors and clients is really an important role. I don't like to tell people that we're necessarily the boss or the most important person on the wedding day, but we certainly are a project manager. We are ensuring that we know most, if not all, of the answers to everybody's question. And I think that's a lot of pressure to be put on us. But if you are someone who thrives in that kind of environment, I'm sure being a wedding coordinator is probably where you excel. Next up, a wedding coordinator often runs the ceremony rehearsal. So the day before the wedding, typically, although a lot of people are doing day of wedding rehearsals, but you're going to run through the processional, the recessional, where everybody needs to stand with the couple, the wedding party, and typically the family that's walking down the aisle. This is really important because obviously they need to know where they're going on the wedding day, but it's a great way for you to meet everybody. A lot of the times you're communicating with these people over email of the wedding party's names, but you haven't met them in person. It's a great way, especially for them, the VIPs of the wedding, to get their eyes on you so that they know the next day if they need anything, they can come directly to you or your team. Also, quick tip, when you're running a wedding rehearsal, I really like to start at the end. So I like to stand them in their final ending position at the altar, and then we'll practice walking out. And then when we're ready to practice walking in, they know exactly where they're going. Instead of starting from the aisle, start at the altar and go back. Next up, from sewing a ripped dress to handling missing groomsmen, because we've been there, a wedding coordinator is the go-to problem solver. So you have an emergency kit with safety pins, band-aids, extra copies of the timeline, all that kind of stuff is an absolute must when you are the point of contact of the whole event. People will know to come to you. They're like, a problem? Go see the wedding coordinator. For the most part, you are going to be putting out little fires throughout the day and answering a lot of questions. I've actually wanted to calculate, I want to have one of those clickers to calculate how many questions I get asked on a wedding day. My guess is in the hundreds, several hundred. It's gotta be. Does anybody know how many they've been asked? I'd love to know in the comments. You'll obviously oversee setup and making sure that everything from table settings to floral arrangements matches the couple's visions. Especially if you've been hired for wedding design, you're going to be in charge of making sure that everything is cohesive. And of course, if something is off, you've got to fix it. What's the theme here so far? Oh, we're fixing a lot of problems. Obviously, you want to go into a wedding being as prepared as you can be to avoid any last minute glitches or problems, but there will always be something that comes up that needs your attention. Just know that you're going to be a problem solver, which leads me to also say you should always have a team with you on the wedding day. I don't understand how some wedding coordinators are doing this by themselves. Your job as the lead is to also delegate to your team and empower them to make some decisions. If you want to be the ultimate go-to to solve problems, make sure your team can be sent off to do some of the tasks that need to be done on the wedding day so that you can address your VIPs, your couple, your parents, the wedding party, you can be there to solve their problems. Yes, the guest experience manager. So you are going to be making sure that guests are comfortable and well informed, know where they're going. All that kind of stuff is another key part of the rules. Whether you're directing them from the ceremony to the cocktail hour or answering questions about where they can put their gifts, you might also be assisting them with seating, but you are literally there to be in charge and again, be the point of contact so that everything runs smoothly on the guest experience side of things. Don't forget, you're also going to be queuing people. So you're queuing the officiant, you're queuing the wedding party, the musicians, the couple, all of this for a perfectly timed processional. This is really a very important piece of the day. Of course, the ceremony, but queuing everybody from ceremony to reception and even some points of cocktail hour and last minute fireworks. You are the person that your vendors are going to come to give them the go ahead. And then, of course, from introductions to speeches and cake cutting, you are in charge of the reception, making sure it stays on track. Coordinators really ensure that the band or DJ follow the cues and that we stay on schedule. Now, that being said, there are also instances where you may want to switch up that schedule, and that is completely up to you. For example, if you know that your couple is really, really wanting those sunset photos and they want to take an extra 15 minutes to do those photos, it's up to you to inform the catering team, the DJ, the band, the cake people, whoever is involved in that next part, to let them know that there's going to be a little bit of a delay. But now, while you're planning that, you also have to think, what's the guest experience going to be like? Are they still eating? Does that give them just an extra 15 minutes of time? Or do we get the party started a little bit earlier because guests are just going to be sitting, twiddling their thumbs, wondering what's going on? You have to be very mindful of what decision to make at what time and how it's going to affect the rest of the evening, as well as the guests and all of the VIPs. Number 9, let's talk about cleanup and breakdown, because you will definitely be part of that. I always tell my couples I'm typically the first to arrive and the last to leave. So at the end of the night, you essentially are helping oversee vendor breakdown and cleanup. You're probably personally making sure that the personal items and gifts and the little decor pieces are packed up and sent back with the client. Something that I always make sure is those gifts and cards are just very important to keep a close eye on, just for safety and security. I like to make sure that I know ahead of time who I'm going to be giving that card box and those gifts to once we are well into dinner time. At that point, most people have dropped off their gifts and cards, and if they forgot, they typically come find me at some point during the evening and say, hey, I have an extra card. Can I leave it with you? I want to identify someone in the wedding party, or usually a parent, someone who has their card, and I want to give that to them and say, great, this has been officially passed off to you. Maybe I try to find a witness, honestly, like my assistant or someone else at the table, and I make sure that is put away and out of my hands. Last but not least, you send the couple off with a smile and make sure that they have everything that they need. Truly a thoughtful goodbye or a well-wishing moment. It makes for a great end to an evening and ultimately a well-executed day. Sometimes they want to end with a private last dance, or maybe there's a fun sparkler exit. I just make sure to cheer them on and give them a big hug, tell them thank you and congratulations, and that they don't have to worry about a thing from here on out. Everything has been either packed up in a car or almost done by the time they leave. And there you have it, my friends, 10 very important roles of a wedding coordinator. If this video was helpful, don't forget to give it a like, because it really helps let me know what videos you actually enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to know more wedding planning tips and tricks. I also share some behind the scenes. Once we get into wedding season, I will be definitely sharing more of those. They honestly just take a lot longer to edit. And also, if you want to join my community here on YouTube, I share a lot more insiders information. I honestly share some real numbers on my P&L, how to build your business. I share some Pinterest tips and tricks, and actually my whole Pinterest and blogging course for wedding pros has been uploaded to my premium membership channel. I would love to see you there. And I will do some live Q&As just for my members there, and we can really talk shop and dive into some of your struggles or how to find more leads, whatever you want to talk about, let me know. As always, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next week.